Hey, Kimberly Keeley here. So, since I just made a video that I probably didn't upload yet, I hope I uploaded it, whatever. But I thought I should just talk about some Japanese topics I wanted to cover. So in this video, I wanted to do 3 Japanese topics, and one of them is sarcasm in Japan. Okay, that's very interesting. The Gaijin family, and getting your stuff stolen in Japan. So let's start off with the first one. Sarcasm in Japan. Alright, so sarcasm in Japan doesn't exist. It doesn't exist, okay? That's what I was told. That's what I found out. If it does exist, then oh shit, I was wrong. But from what I know, it doesn't exist. So let me tell you one of my stories of the many I have. Okay, so when I was in Japan, one of my goals of being there was to change not only mentally but physically, right? I was really chunky, and I thought the best way to change myself would be to do it in a place, regardless of mentally or physically, would be to do it in a place where you were given an environment where no one knew who you were in the past, you know, and because no one knows you, it just sets you up to become anyone who you want to be. And you know, in the beginning I wanted to become Batman, but that wasn't gonna work out. So just kidding. So yeah, so I wanted to change myself physically, and I thought Japan would be the best place to do it, because I will be active every day and I am introduced into a new eating style and things like that, and which I did. I lost a total of like 26 pounds before I left Japan in a year's time. So I took my time with it. I didn't rush it. The best thing is to never rush it. And when you're in Japan wanting to lose weight, I mean, there's no other place that's going to motivate you, because a lot of Japanese girls are very skinny. I mean, from what I know, I think Japan has the lowest obesity rate in the world, which is 3%. So they really do motivate you to want to lose weight, as well as like a lot of clothing stores don't have a lot of big sizes and things like that, because you know they're not supposed to cater. I know they don't cater to the bigger sizes unless you go to like one of the international stores like H&M and Forever 21. I mean, that's a good and bad thing, I guess you can say. Yeah, so to change myself physically. And so, mind you, I was kind of chunky at this time. It was like probably November, a little bit after I started my diets and stuff like that. I just came back home to the dorm, and I take off my shoes and put it in the little cubby box, whatever. And I got this package, and my dorm parent was like, "Oh, your package came, Kimberly, don't forget to sign off." And I was like, okay, you know, so I sign off, I get the package, I'm on the 3rd floor, mind you, and I'm there, and I realize I forgot my key card. So I don't know if you guys watch my dorm videos, but you need a key card to get into your floor, as well as to get into the dorm in general. So without your key card, you can't get into your floor, right? So I'm like, fudge, you know, like I just left my key card down there, because when I went to sign it, I left the key card on the table, right? So I come down, and while I'm coming down, I can see like my dorm parent, which is the male one. He's like holding my card like this, smiling, right? So I come down all the way there, and I'm like, you know, thank you. And he's like, oh, you forgot your card? You do this many times. And I was like, yes, I do. I'm a very forgetful person. Yeah, I am. And I was like, yeah. And he's all like, but it's okay, you need the exercise, right? And this dorm parent, like, he said that, right? I was like, what'd you say, like, in my head? But he knows, like, I was trying to lose weight, and because I've been going, like, jogging in the morning and things like that, taking late night bike rides, and because Japan's like one of the safest places in the world, so you can go bike riding at night. But I'm not going to say be ignorant and feel like you can do whatever the heck you wish in Japan and not get murdered or something. So I mean, don't be ignorant about things like that. But my school itself in my area, Mitaka Tokyo, was pretty safe, so that's why I was able to do things like that. But yeah, he knew I was in the process of trying to lose weight, and results were showing, right? So when he's like, so I didn't take it so offensively when he said it. I was like in a laughing mood. I never take anything offensively, actually. I'm always laughing. So he was like, oh yeah, you need the exercise. I was like, arigato gozaimasu. You know, like, I try to say it in like thank you, like that type of way, in a sarcastic way. But I couldn't get thank you in Japanese to come out that way. But I don't think he even noticed I was trying to make it come out that way. He was just laughing. He's like, ooh, 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 and then gave me my card. And I was like, okay, okay. And that's when I told like some girls in my dorm about this, and you're like, yeah, like the other international students that were actual 4-year regulars there, who are going there like from freshman year to senior year, they're like, yeah, there's sarcasm doesn't exist in Japanese society. They're more into like puns and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? But what puns? I'm pretty sure you see them in a lot of anime though. It's like some dry type of joke that I don't understand. I don't. A lot of the puns I came across were in Japanese, so I was just like, I don't see the joke here. But that's just me being stupid. Me not understanding something, okay, anyways. But yeah, so that's sarcasm in Japan I wanted to talk about. The Gaijin family. So Gaijin means foreigner in Japanese, right? So the thing is, when you're Gaijin and you're in Japan in general, you stick out, especially if you're black, right? And the funny thing is, every time I came across another foreigner, they're always like, hey, and I don't know them. I'm like, hey, hey. Or like some people just randomly come up and talk to me like, oh, where are you from? Are you from the States too? Or like, oh, or like European people and people from Africa. And they're like, and it's just funny, like all Gaijin know each other, although we don't. It's just like I'm open to talking to you because you're just like me, like that type of thing. You find family, like you find this relationship between two strangers because they are of a different culture than the Japanese, you know. And I just found that to be really interesting. I remember like I came across like this one time I was riding my bike and this black guy came like, you know, like he was riding, we were like riding like this, you know, in opposite directions. So like I saw him, you know, and I'm like, oh dude, this guy's gonna say hi to me, and he did. I was like, hey. So it's just really funny. So that's the topic about the Gaijin family. I mean, you'll never feel alone if there's another Gaijin around, but sometimes you don't want to be associated with many foreigners there because some of them use their Gaijin status to make a celebrity status out of them, because when you stick out as much as a foreigner does, especially your skin color, everyone wants to be your friend. And I mean, obviously that's not the case for everything in Japan, but like if you are a foreigner, people want to know your name, to say like, oh, I have a foreign friend, things like that. But I don't really feel in much cases that was my case, but some of my friends have been telling me that. But yeah, and then like a lot of Japanese people are really friendly towards you because they want to practice their English with you. So that's a cool thing about being a Gaijin, right? Because then everyone wants to kind of get to know you. Hey, you can like practice. Like, you want to speak English, I want to speak Japanese. We just like become like the best of friends, you know? So that's funny. So that's a topic about the Gaijin family. Okay, and the last topic is getting your stuff stolen in Japan. So there was one time, really funny story. I had a weird night in Roppongi. I basically kind of blacked out I was in and out of blacking out because I drank a bit too much. And my friend was like, because I just came, mind you, I am in effing man clothes because I just went to Nico, which if you guys saw my Nico trip, yeah, I just went there. So I'm like totally in like man wear. And I come to this clubbing street, and usually like in Roppongi, which is like the clubbing district, so usually people are always like, oh, come to my club, blah 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 blah. But that day no one talked to me, not even the freaking kebab people. They didn't want me to eat their kebabs. That's how bad I looked, okay? But my friend was like, oh, just come down. And I had like the JR Rail Pass, so like I can go anywhere for free like within that day with my JR Rail Pass. So I was like, whatever, I'll just go, right? So I kind of fixed myself up. I just let my hair down, I rolled up my sleeves, and I tried to get all fancy with my man self. But yeah, I went to this club, and my friend the whole time was like, catch up, catch up. You know, I'm like, yeah, because I wasn't drunk at all. So I was taking shots, and then my friend was like dancing around the club, like taking shots. She's like, come on, catch up, can really catch up. And I was like, I'm gonna catch up. Next moment, I'm blacked out, you know? So the thing is, I didn't go home with my backpack that night, and my backpack had everything in it because the reason why I had a backpack is because I went traveling to Nico, you know, so I brought something big so I could put everything inside, like water and all my information, things like that. So my passport was in it, my cell phone was in it, my iTouch was in it, My foreigner card was in it. It was everything important was in that bag, you know, and it was gone. And I remember being so pissed that morning. The only thing that I had was my phone, actually. Yeah, so I was so pissed that morning, man. I was like, you know, I went home really messed up, but when I woke up, I was like sane. I was like, fuck, you know, I lost everything, you know. But it wasn't a really freaking out thing because I have like a fortune that I got from the temple, and it was saying that everything that I lose, it's gonna be either replaced or I'm gonna find it, something like that. And it was excellent luck, so I was all like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find it. So I was pretty optimistic about it late after like the first 5 minutes of stressing. I'm a very optimistic person. So yeah, I ended up going back, but this time I got dressed, right? And I was all like, and I had to go back there at nighttime because that's when the club opens. That's what they told me. So I dressed up this time, and I was wearing heels and everything. And yeah, this time the kebab people talked to me, and I was like, oh yeah, now you want my service? Like, can you get out my face, you know? But really, I was like, oh no, thank you. Yeah, so yeah, so I ended up getting my backpack back. What they do is that if you leave your locker unlocked, because you know no one wants to pay, so we left it unlocked, but we're just watching it. Obviously that didn't happen correctly, but they put the backpacks in the this back room, and so yeah, they put not only my backpack, but my two friends left their jackets, and you know they were gone. So I brought back my backpack and their jackets, and then I treated myself to TGIF. TGIF Fridays. Oh, there you go, Fridays. That restaurant, they have one in Roppongi, to fish and chips, and I just had a good time by my a jolly good time by my lonesome, you know. And I met some strangers there at the bar. It was cool. A lady and her guy friends. Like I wasn't like I was just meeting weird people. But yeah, and then my friend, she was also this. She has a drunk story as well. She got so messed up and was like like wandering around like Shibuya station, and you know she lost her wallet. She's stressing out, whatever. She comes back the next day. The officer found her wallet. And then another time when I was in Chinatown in Yokohama, I lost my iTouch. I came back an hour later. It was still there, which I left in the bathroom. So the thing I wanted to say about getting your stuff stolen in Japan is a very highly chance that no one has taken it. I mean, the only things that you get stolen in Japan is probably your umbrella and sometimes your bike. But really, like, those are like the only two things. And I do say, I mean, I know a lot of people want that authentic Japanese umbrella, like that really, really long cane one. But when it rains, right, you put the umbrella in a casa holder, and it's just like an umbrella holder that's outside the store, so you don't get like the store all dripping wet with stuff. And you just leave it there, right, while you're inside the store, inside the club or whatever. So when you're coming out, your casa is probably not going to be there, especially if it's like a weekend. Someone's going to take it. But those are the only two things I've ever heard or experienced someone stealing, which was usually my umbrella. There's other cases of people stealing bikes, so always keep your bike key on you. They always come with 2 bike keys, so if you lose one, it's okay, you still have one more. If you lose the other one, you are screwed. But yeah, so those are 3 topics I wanted to cover today, and I will be posting up more Japanese videos. So thank you for subbing, and I'm sorry this is a very long video, but I hope you guys take your time out to watch it. So thank you.